Okay, hi Floss Tube. Thought I'd do a quick end of May, beginning June update. So, life updates. I have no more restrictions for my surgery. Yay. Minnie Dot really likes that Mom could pick him up. And what else is going on? We're trying to get some household things done outside. But the weather, it's rain one day, not one day. Rain one. Well, if you're redoing your deck, you need the deck to be dry. Weather just has not been cooperating. Thought I'd be doing that today instead of being in the house, but it's just, it's not horrible, but it's interesting weather. What else can you say? Had our puppies groomed this week. First time they've ever been to the groomer. They did really well, but they both were concerned that they got shaved in areas they didn't realize they were going to be shaved in. It was kind of funny to see their reaction, but they, why is this wet? It should not be wet. Anyway, so I've been trying to sew, although my sewing machine, I'm getting a new sewing machine for my birthday. I've already decided that. I am so sick and tired of this stupid machine. Tension, I've tried everything. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. So I'm looking at a baby lock or a Janome. What was the other one? Foff, maybe? I don't know. I want to actually try them out. But I've been trying to get some bags sewn. And here's one. I'm going to turn this light on. It's going to blind me, but you guys can see the fabric better. So, and yes, I could have had them cut it so it says fresh eggs, but I really like this. This is what I wanted the most. The barn, the silo, and the outbuildings, and the silhouettes of the chickens. That's what I wanted the most. And then the contrast is a chicken wire. I had enough, a half a yard of fabric to make two. I just had to use a different fabric for the lining. So, got those done. Not quite sure why they're damp. Anyway, and I also have these done. This, it says, you know, happy fall. Welcome to our home, home sweet home, give thanks, kind of the menu, all the leaves, give thanks with a grateful heart. And I actually, from one yard, I had enough to do 4 of these bags. They all have different color zippers. A couple loose threads. I'll get them. And then I have enough fabric to do one with the clear front. I just don't have that one finished because, again, I'm using my daughter's machine that I gave to her because I thought, oh, I'll get myself a better machine, and then she could have this one. Needless to say, hers is a little workhorse, and it was mine prior to giving it to her, and that's what I've been stitching these on. So, but I have been stitching also. Those over here because those are wet. I have 2 finishes to show. One is Farmhouse Christmas, Part 6, Grandma's Quilt. Trying to get in the light. Isn't that cute? So, I saw Part 6. It's not out yet, but it's like a tree farm of some kind. Cute series. It's the first time I've ever done a series like this where I don't know what all the pieces look like. I'm liking this series a lot. And then my big finish, Grasshopper Pie, Glendon Place, 28 count. Oh, that is 32 count, some kind of natural linen. And it's nice. I haven't had good experience with natural linen in the past, but that is a nice fabric. This one's 28 count Jobelin, Queen Anne's lace, and it is finished. It is finished. So beads. And yes, I did use the dinky dyes that are called for in the pattern and called for beads. I just changed the fabric. Stitchville didn't have the color that was called for. It was a Picture This Plus, but I don't remember what color it was. But Stitchville, they have a good selection of Picture This Plus, but that particular time they didn't have that color, so I found this one instead. No, I'm still very much in the red from Stitch from Stash, but that's okay. That's okay. Speaking of Stash, I received Aurora Morpho, and I'm looking at possibly stitching it on Serene by Picture This Plus. Possibly. And Black Swallowtail. This one, I want to stitch on this. This is 28 count Rubios by Picture This Plus. It's more red than orange. And I think she'll look good on this. Because she's got some little accents here. I need to do get the fibers out and just check it, but I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do. When I bought this piece of fabric, I knew I wanted one of these Butterfly Misses series from Nora. I have all 6 patterns. I've stitched 2, and I've been looking at kitting up the next 2. Again, I have to get the fibers out and see if they look good on the fabric. So I saw this, so if it doesn't work on this one, I will use it for one of the other ones. The Goss and the other one, I can't remember what it's called. My friend passed the stash and sent me this, which I thought would be cute, possibly as a Christmas ornament type of piece for my marine. And then person I purchased the Noras from Marie at Just Add Needles on Facebook. I'll link below. I can't remember if it's every month or every other month. She does a giveaway of an out-of-print pattern, or often they're out of print. She had this one and I won a Dia. And a lady, I know her name, I just don't have permission to share it. She was stitching this at the retreat, and this fabric just does nothing for this pattern, but it's a beautiful piece. So I'm not sure what to stitch her on, when to start her, you know, the normal. But yeah, she has a lot of treasures and beads and metallics. She has 4 different metallics, and some of them you need more than one spool, and one of them, oh, that's a blending filament. It's like, why would you use 2 strands? But that's a blending filament, not a number 4. And a lot of treasures right there. All these treasures and beads. Yep. So that's my stash. But I also have a new start. Yellow Submarine Blackbird Designs. I already have a friend I'm going to send this to when I'm done with it. And I'm stitching it 36 count Knix by Under the Sea Fabrics. I'm like, Leslie, what is your shop's name? Under the Sea Fabrics. Now, I am not using the called for fibers. I am using Carrie's Creation Cottons for most of the colors. And here's where I'm at. Do I remember what the colors are where? Let's see. Somebody's going to ask. The red is Scarlet. This one right here is Toasted Marshmallow. And the yellow on here is Lemon Zip. There's just 3 colors on here right now. But yeah, I'm using 1 strand over 2 threads, and I like it on this fabric. So when I'm done, I'll post what colors I used where. So that was my new start. And then the piece that I've been stitching on, and I haven't been exhausted from doing the deck or my shoulder. My shoulder's been acting up a lot lately, so yeah, sometimes it's like, okay, body, knock it off. And Aphrodite, this is not Andromeda, I'm sorry, misquoting. I started this before Mini Dot was born, and he was born, and I haven't gotten back to it, but it's on 32 count opalescent Sea God under the sea fabrics. And I've been adding, I did take her to the retreat and I put a few stitches in her. I mostly worked on Grasshopper Pie, but I've really filled in all this black down here. And I'm looking at going back and doing, yes, that's shiny Krennic in there. And this particular Krennic, I don't remember the color, but it's not, at least the spools I have, some Krennic spools just kink and knot and they're a pain to use. This one is not. But I'll probably, I think I'm going to finish the black down here in big chunks. I mean, there's a few like little bits over here. I'm going to leave those and then fill in. I still haven't decided. I put my picture. If I'm going to do the shell. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm thinking on this fabric it would look nice. Maybe that's what I don't like, is the fabric they stitched it on. The shell kind of disappears. Maybe I'll do the shell. But I'm going to definitely work on her tail. Get more of that black done. And then start filling in the blues here. And her tail comes out a lot this way, so. Very, very pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty pattern. So this is the one that's got my attention the most. I mentioned Stitch from Stash. Yeah, I'm definitely in the red on that. In July 1st, we can reset to 0. And officially in the group, I'll reset to 0. But for myself personally, let me turn this off. For myself personally, I think I'm just going to see if by the end of the year I can be in the black. It's possible. It's possible. Just to challenge myself. I like the Stitch from Stash group. It has made me kind of think a little bit before I buy, even when I'm at retreat. I knew that would happen at retreat. That wasn't a surprise. Yeah, because a lot of the things I picked up were already on my wish list anyway, so that's not a problem. It's made me kind of think about my stitching more, and I really like the finishing grid. That's part I really like, is the finishing grid. I've just never done that where, sorry, the lighting in this room is just not good. It's good for a bedroom, but this type of thing, oh well. It is what it is. I love the finishing grid, that you finish a piece and then you reward yourself with, you know, money. It's all virtual. I also like the Year of Whips event in Soulful Stitching, and my list has 20 main projects. I have some alternates, and then the goal is to have 10 of those complete. This was on that list, and that is number 6 of the 10 that I have finished. Yay! I'm over halfway there. Persephone, I'm sorry. Aphrodite, one of these days I'll get her name right. She is also on Year of Whips. So if I keep working on her, you know, maybe she'll be number 7. I don't know. But yeah, I've just kind of been pulling. It still gives me enough flexibility. I don't feel pressured. You know, I could stitch what I want. It gives me enough flexibility that I'm enjoying stitching, and that's what these events are for. if you are overstressed about an event, then you're not enjoying your stitching as much. And we want to enjoy, excuse me, we want to enjoy our stitching. So plans going forward. Plans going forward. Let's see, what is today? Today is June 9th. Yeah, Saturday, June 9th. And my plans going forward are just probably keep stitching on Aphrodite and Yellow Submarine, because some days I want to do one, some days I want to do the other. I don't know. I don't think I'll have either one of those done by the end of the month, but you never know. I could. Sometimes projects just grab you. Sorry, I'm getting messages up here and it keeps distracting me. And you just stitch and stitch and stitch and stitch and stitch on it. I could do that. I don't know. We need to finish our deck. We planning out a paver patio. Probably do that in July. We have a wood wall to put up. And I think I'm going to paint the front and the back doors. So yeah, I do have stuff to do that's not stitching related. But those household projects I've been putting off forever because I didn't have energy, or yeah, I just wasn't well enough to do them. I've been taking walks with the pups once a day. Although today it's rainy and it's, yeah, no. July. July is my birthday month. My birthday is July 21st. And I've been trying to figure out, because I didn't do Stitch Mania. My May was just beyond belief. There was no way I could do Stitch Mania. But I want to do something. And so I was toying with 3 different ideas. Doing a new start the first 21 days in July. That's option 3. Option 2... What was option 2? Oh, my daughter will have driving school in July. And so I'll be there for 10 days, 3 hours a day. So that's 30 hours. It's required by Minnesota law. 30 hours classroom time. And it doesn't matter if you're homeschooled, private schooled, public schooled. It doesn't matter. If you're under 18, this is what the law requires. So I know that those 30 hours, some of them I'll be running errands, because it doesn't make sense for me to drop her off, come all the way back home, you know, sit for an hour and then go back. It just doesn't make sense. So I'll try and vlog if I can, like I did last year when one of my sons was in driving school. But I thought, well, okay, 30 hours. I'll have to go to Costco on one of those days. That'll take the entire 3 hours. My youngest daughter's birthday will be in the middle of driving school, so I'll have to get her a gift. You know, there'll be other errands. I'll go to Hobby Lobby and that kind of thing. So I thought, well, if I dedicate 21 of those hours to a project, and so that's option number 2, is that I dedicate 21 of those 30 hours to one particular project. That's another option. And then option number 1, which I'm leaning toward the most, is kind of a play off the number 7, because July is the 7th month. 21 is divisible by 7. I have 14 children. 14 is divisible by 7. I was born at 7:11 p.m. I was 7 pounds 6 ounces, I think, when I was born. So yeah, I was thinking, and it's my daughter who's doing driving school. She's the 7th child. Yeah. So I was thinking, what if I did 7 starts in July? And each start would have 3 days. And because July has 31 days, I have a 10-day cushion there. That if for some reason I don't feel well or just too busy to stitch, you know, we all have those times, then I have that cushion. Because I'm also working on planning for homeschool for next year. Because the more planning I do now, the easier it runs throughout the year. And I have 9, 18, and under. legally, well, we won't even talk legally, how Minnesota homeschooling law is. But essentially, I will be doing stuff with all 9 children, just reading aloud to the young boys, but that still counts. And so the more I do now, the easier the whole year will run. I know that, and that's probably some of my errands will also be getting school supplies and that type of thing, because July is the best time to get school supplies. If you get them in August, the closer you get to public school starting, the prices go back up. So early mid-July is usually the best prices around on many items. Again, there's always an exception, but I've found that to be true. So 7 starts, 3 days stitching per start, which I could do over driving school too. And then I have 10 days cushion. That's the one I'm leaning toward the most. The starts I'm looking at are the basketful of spring, basketful of summer, because I have fabric for those. And I'm going to just pull for my own overdyes. Lady Liberty by Brenda Gervais, the one where, I think she's done a couple. The lady holding the flag and the big skirt, that one. I have fabric for that. Again, I'm just going to pull my own overdyes, so there's 2. Or, I'm sorry, that's 3. So that'd be three new starts. I thought about this the other day. I had 7. I just came off with 7. Oh, Black Swallowtail. I gotta start her. She's calling to me. I gotta start a Nora. You know, just have to. So there's 4. I'm trying to remember the other 3. I should have written them down. Gotta write them down. Oh, Octopus's Garden to complement Yellow Submarine, because again I have the fabric and I just pulling from my overdyes for that, so that's 5. 6 and 7 were probably, oh, Flowers. What's the poinsettia one from Glendon Place? Flowers of the First no. Flowers of the Holy Night? Flowers of the First Night? That one. That looks like poinsettia. I have the fabric. I don't have all the fibers, but I'll just start on a section that I have the fibers. There's 2 colors I don't have. One I need 1 skein and one I need 3 skeins. Heartthrob is one I don't have. Well, actually, you know what? I think I do have it, because I bought it for a different piece and I haven't used it. Anyway, just use what I have, and then next time I go to Stitchville, pick up what I need. So number 7. What is number 7? Basketful. Oh, I think the Texas one. Because Sherry's birthday is in July too. I remember that. And I met Sherry in Texas, and I bought a pattern in Texas. I'm thinking it's the Texas one, or it's the Soulful Sisters one. But that's what I'm thinking for July. And we'll see what gets done. I don't know. But floss tubers that I've been enjoying recently, the Addicted Sisters, or is it Stitchers? It's Nancy and Laura. Yeah, they're just funny. And Gigi and Stitches, love her. And a stitching party for 1. Apparently someone gave her a nasty comment, said why would they watch her videos? And I commented back, I said, I'll watch your videos. She's funny. Oh, and her projects are beautiful. Beautiful pieces. So stitching party of 1. Addicted Sisters, or is it Addicted Stitchers? I think it's Addicted Sisters because they are sisters. And Gigi and Stitches. There was one more I wanted to throw out there that she needs more love. I should have written this down. I just watched her the other day and she was so good. I had to go back and add all her videos. But she was new to me. And I'm blanking on who it was. I'm so sorry. But I'm gonna let y'all go and get back to whatever you're doing. And I will probably do a driving school vlog like I did last year. Maybe. We'll see. But I thank you all for watching and subscribing, and I try and heart everybody's comment and I read all the comments that YouTube lets me read, because sometimes they just disappear. The comments, it's like a hit or miss on comments. It'll say, oh, you have 6 comments, and you look and there's 3, and then the next day you look and there's 15, and it just doesn't make sense. I try, and if you really need to reach out and ask a question, it's easier through my email, which I'll put below, mondotstitches@gmail.com. And yeah, tell you what machine I end up getting, because my husband pulled a Joe and I pulled a McKenna. Okay. My husband was going to buy a gun for Father's Day, which I knew, and I was fine. My husband is a gun safety instructor, and he wants to add to his certifications and stuff so he can teach more people, because responsible gun owners want to know how to be responsible. And so he'd been saving up his Cabela points, and so I buy homeschool curriculum and stuff on it. Like when I went to the retreat, I used that. So you pay it off, he gets the points. And he's like, well, Cabela's didn't have what I wanted, so I bought it from somebody else, and I spent a little more. Okay. Did you spend this much? Yeah. Okay, did you spend this much? Oh, sure. I said, okay, how much did you spend? Oh, around twice what you first said. I was like, you're kidding me. He said, no. And I said, and here I was worried about approaching you about buying a $1,000 sewing machine. So yeah, I don't have a problem buying a $1,000 sewing machine, or a wee bit more. These men. I love my husband dearly, but sometimes that's okay. Oh, and then he's still going to use his Cabela points to get something else. Although we used some of our points for our son who was going on a camping trip and needed some camping gear, and yeah. Yeah. Men are interesting creatures. But I don't know, I'm seriously thinking of doing bags. We'll figure out what happens. Gotta get a machine that works, and then we can talk. But I'll let y'all go. If I don't talk to you before July 4th here in the U.S., have a good and safe 4th of July. If I talk to you before then, I'll talk to you before then. But love to you all. Thank you for your comments, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.